Hello and welcome to the Halo 2 LASO Co-op guide. If you want to know more about this series, or what the heck LASO is, please check out the previous video, which also includes some helpful tips when preparing for a LASO run. The link to that will be in the description. Anyway, here we are in Mission 1, Cairo Station, probably one of the hardest LASO missions I ever played, so get ready to be gaming for several hours. Pick up a battle rifle and an SMG or pistol, it doesn't really matter since you'll ditch the secondary weapon in a minute or so. There are a couple of boxes next to the battle rifles that you can supposedly hit for extra shield, but from experience they tend to cause damage when they bounce around, so we'll be ignoring them here. In the first room, use a secondary weapon to break the glass panels on the top and jump up there. We'll be doing a trick here to prevent the next wave from spawning, so we won't have to fight so many enemies. Wait for the doors to blow and wait for the enemies to come in. Someone can be at the bottom killing off some enemies, but leave one grunt and both elites alive for the next wave to spawn in anyway. Once it is safe enough, jump down, go through the doors, and stay in the inner right corner for a couple of seconds. If all is well, there will be no enemies on the left side of the room. Now, go back through the doors to deal with the elites. If they are focused on your allies, you should be able to tap them on the back to get some sweet overshield. Pick up one of the swords that the elites dropped, as well as a plasma rifle. Next, you want to find Sergeant Johnson and hand him the plasma rifle, because he will be a lot more effective with it. But unfortunately, in our case, it seems that Johnson has moved on to the next room already. It would be a lot better for him to have the plasma rifle here so he can do a lot more damage to the elites, but sometimes you gotta improvise. First, take out the grunts as quickly and safely as possible, although we don't exactly do a very clean job of it. Then, you can either use a plasma rifle to take out an elite shields while Johnson is distracting them, or you can wait for them to berserk and start beating on Johnson with the swords. In our case, we got the assassination of both elites, allowing our partner to recharge the shields, which will definitely be helpful in the next section. Now that the firefight is over, hand Johnson the plasma rifle if you haven't done so yet. Then pull out your sword and shove the vending machine to the left side of the next doorway. While we have the time, I'll take the opportunity to say that this mission is actually a Johnson walking simulator in disguise. The player with the sword will be Johnson's handler, and will have the fun task of walking Johnson all the way to the end of the mission. Now, I'll put a cut here because, believe it or not, I actually screwed it up. Anyway, once you're done, give Johnson a few love taps with the sword to push him through the right side, while the other player pushes a large box to block off the doorway. Full disclosure, he accidentally left the pinata skull on, which is why Johnson beats plasma grenades whenever he's hit with the sword, but that should not be in a list of skulls. That's it, the additional grenades are inconsequential, and this run is entirely possible without them. Anyway, with that out of the way, shove Johnson up the stairs, but stop attacking or jumping when you reach the top to get a checkpoint. You will definitely need the checkpoint for the first courtyard section, which can pose quite a challenge, especially if you are new to Halo 2 LASO. Now, go through the doors. There are a bunch of enemies outside to the left, but ignore them to push Johnson to the far end down the stairs. There will be 2 elites and a grunt or 2, so shoot one of the elites to make his camo fail so that Johnson can fire his plasma rifle, and once his shields are down, take him out with a headshot. At the same time, you gotta be careful of the other elite and grunts as they can shoot you through the gap. Here, the other elite charges at Johnson, which is the perfect scenario since you can just give him a good old slap to the back. Now, push Johnson out to the courtyard. While our battle with Johnson was going on, my partner was killing some grunts with their rifle, but there should be still a couple of elites left. Since Johnson is invincible, you can just throw him out there to draw fire and shoot his plasma rifle at the elites. Just remember to shoot the elites first to reveal them to Johnson. Here, my partner throws a plasma grenade, which we are not supposed to have yet, and sticks an elite. But that doesn't matter, since the elite was getting lit up by Johnson anyway. With the battle over, get ready to shift some boxes again. There are a couple of vending machines at the end of the room, so use your sword to push them over to block this doorway. There are also 2 green boxes in the room above, as well as a third through the door on your right, where we got the checkpoint. Push those boxes down, but be careful not to hit each other or yourself with them, as they can actually pack quite a punch. By the way, there's a turret in the room above that you can destroy to replenish your shield or get an overshield. Push 2 of those green boxes to block off the 2 paths on the left. Once you're done with that, push Johnson to the right and up the stairs, then down to the other side, while the other player blocks off the path with the other green box. Johnson will always attempt to run back, so be sure to catch him when he does.
Careful, not everyone has fancy ass power armor. Damn, Chief.
Boys have reached the communication set.
Goodbye, Jack.
When you're done setting up, push Johnson to the other side of the courtyard to trigger a next set of enemies. Once again, use the same strategy with Johnson as bait, and you should be able to get rid of him.
Quick response team to the communication set.
Watch yourself.
Alert. We have hostiles on the command.
Now, the enemies have been taken care of, but Johnson gives us the runaround again, so I'll put in a jump cut. Anyway, once Johnson decides to cooperate, shove him into the door on the far left side of the courtyard. Push him towards the staircase on the left, and use the boxes to block off his escape. Stand still, don't jump and don't attack once you reach the staircase, or you might miss the checkpoint, as has happened to us before, and you'll have to do the entire courtyard section again, which is not an enticing prospect at all. Anyway, push Johnson up the stairs with the sword and be prepared for hell. The following hangar section is the most difficult section in Cairo Station, so take a deep breath and get ready to hear the siren again and again and again. Once Johnson is up the stairs, push him through the doors and through the gap in the railing so he ends up on the bottom floor. After that, retreat back through the doors to avoid taking too much damage. In this section, there are 5 waves of elites and grunts, and you have to clear all of them before you get the next checkpoint. Try to kill off the grunts whenever you can because they are relatively easy to kill, and they can mess you up with their plasma grenades while they are alive. Also, watch the hole where the enemies come through if possible, because you can try to kill the grunts with a battle rifle before they land. I like to move in after taking care of the grunts from wave 2, assuming that it is safe enough, and go to the center part of the top platform. Here you will find a huge cache of plasma grenades, which are key to this section. You will notice that Johnson just loves to hide behind boxes, but when he's doing that, he's not drawing fire from the elites. So you can use the plasma grenades to blow the boxes away from him or push him towards the elites. Another thing you can do with the plasma grenades is to stick the elites. If you manage to do it, they have a very high chance of going berserk and drawing the sword. While they are in the state, they pose no threat to you if you're on the top platform, and they will charge at Johnson, who will fire back if their invisibility is down. You can then safely pick them off with the battle rifle. With the Hangar skull, elites fire the plasma rifle too quickly, causing it to overheat and making them stand on the spot with their gun in the air. That is the perfect opportunity to stick a plasma grenade on them. However, I find it difficult, especially from above, so I focus on getting Johnson in the midst of the enemy, while my partner focuses on sticking the elites. Anyway, you want to play this fight out slowly and methodically, using the boxes as cover, and poking your head out once in a while to disable an elite's invisibility, headshot an elite who shoots her down, or push Johnson into the fray.
Done before. Let's get ready, people. Hey, ho! The only thing left back there is a shortcut to hell. Gee, I wonder where it went. Does word training mean anything? Hey, calamari! Check yourself, Marine!
Once the last elite is down, find Johnson and get to him immediately. He despawned on us in the previous run, probably because we were too far away from him, and that was not a fun situation at all, especially since we got a checkpoint right after we found out. Take out your sword and start pushing Johnson towards the entrance of the next room, but when you hear this line,
I don't believe it! They're retreating! We won!
stop immediately so you can get the checkpoint as the ship explodes outside.
This is bad. Real bad.
After that, 2 elites and a couple of grunts will come in from the door that you push Johnson towards. Try to get Johnson to distract them again, but if you didn't have enough time to push him earlier, don't worry, they're quite easy to deal with. Just kill the grunts before moving on to the elites. But since I was low on shields from the previous section, I pushed Johnson forward using a grenade, and when the elite starts chasing him around, I can get an easy assassination and restore my shields with the Black Ice Dog. Now, you want to push Johnson through the door into the corridor, but stop when you pass the doorway right before a turret to get a checkpoint. You can also beat up the turret for shields so you can use it, but don't forget to switch to another weapon since melee kills with the energy sword does not restore shields. In the next room, there are 2 grunts on turrets on the 2nd floor, so stand at the doorway and pick them off with a battle rifle, after which you are free to push Johnson. This room happens to be yet another hangar, so you can expect more waves of elites, grunts, and pain. Unfortunately, you can't rely on Johnson that much in this section since he tends to get pushed around and stuck in the staircases on the ground, or he just hides behind the box and refuses to get into the action, and you will take too much damage trying to extract him from those situations. Still, I like to propel him forward with a well-placed plasma grenade so that he distracts the enemies for a few moments and we take care of the grunts. Those are dangerous because their plasma grenades can destroy the turrets on the 2nd floor, which are crucial to our plan. When enough of the elite's attention is on Johnson, you can then push a big box to the nearest turret facing the enemies, as my partner is doing here. You want to angle the box such that the gunner seat is blocked by it, but there is a small gap on the right for you to get into the turret. This is the angle you want to have. In this position, the elites cannot shoot at you with their plasma rifles, so just keep spraying at them with the turret. Their shields will eventually pop, so the player not on the turret can easily finish them off with the battle rifle. As with the previous section, always look out for the hole where the enemies come from. Whenever a new wave comes in, take out the grunts as soon as possible, then continue giving the elites their free plasma shower. Sometimes the elites will hide behind the box, making them difficult to hit with the turret, so just toss a plasma grenade to blow the box out of the way, like so. Just keep doing this until you finish off the final wave, which includes a sword-wielding golden elite. Once you get the box turret trick right, this section should be quite a lot easier than the previous one. You just spring plasma elites until they die, so I'll skip ahead to when all the elites are dead. Now that there are no more enemies, you can break the turrets to charge up your shields if you don't already have a double overshield. Since this is co-op, you can observe your partner's shield status and tell them about it. Teamwork makes the dream work and all that. Once you're done, find Johnson and shove him into one of the staircases leading to the ground, then run out the staircase and stand still for a moment to get a checkpoint. When the doors open, Johnson will draw fire as usual, so take out the grunts, then move down to the other side. There is some battle rifle ammo by the dead marine's body on the left side. You can pick it up if you need it, then wrap around to assassinate the elites. With Johnson distracting them, this should be a piece of cake.
Sorry, was I rushing you?
All hands to prison.
Now push Johnson through either door on the other side of the corridor, and one elite will spawn on each side. They won't be caught when they first appear, so Johnson will fire at the one directly in front of him, and you can easily take him out with the battle rifle. If you stand behind cover, the other elite will charge at Johnson as well, so sneak up and give him the good old back smack.
Way to go, Chief.
Push Johnson through the door again and up the stairs. Try to get him completely out of the staircase and into the armory without poking your head in the room, but if you find that to be difficult, just propel him in with a plasma grenade. If you stay below, the elites will eventually rush at Johnson. For some reason, they like to smack him with their plasma rifles instead of actually firing with them, so they make for easy assassination victims. With the elites dealt with, you can go around the armory collecting battle rifle ammo and smacking boxes for shield if you need it, but again, they tend to bounce around and actually damage you, so I like to leave the boxes alone. When you're ready, push Johnson to the courtyard outside and just leave him behind the grey barricade. The enemies will set up a turret on the opposite side, so take out the grunt sitting there as soon as possible, as well as any grunts in the doorway on the other side. When the opportunity presents itself, run towards the first elite, who should usually have his gun trained on Johnson, and assassinate him. After that, take out more grunts at the further end of the courtyard. Don't forget that there's a turret on the second floor as well. Then move out to take out the second elite. Finish off the grunts in the area if you haven't done so yet, then move Johnson towards the barricade at the end. At that point, a bunch of enemies will spawn, but you only want to kill 3 of them and let the rest flee into the staircase. Most people like to kill 2 elites and 1 grunt, but here my partner kills 3 grunts because I was taking too long with Johnson. It gives me quite a run around, so I'll skip to the bit where I finally get him to the correct barricade. From that position, you can jump to the second floor, although I take a while to figure out that you need to do a crouch jump. Basically, you jump and hit the crouch button when you're near the top to pull in your legs and get onto the platform. Then beat up the turret so that no one can use it, and after that, have one person go through the double doors on the right, go past the staircase and open up another set of double doors to get a checkpoint, then turn back. The other player should stay on the ground with Johnson, making sure he doesn't make a run for it. After getting a checkpoint, both players should head for the staircase where the enemies retreated to earlier. This is where we face the consequences of having killed 3 grunts instead of some other combination of enemies, and now we have 2 elites and 1 grunt to fight. But this isn't that difficult with a coordinated pincer attack. First, I killed the grunt with the battle rifle. There is an elite sitting on a turret, so here I throw a grenade at the turret so that the elite gets off and starts chasing after me, with the other elite isolated against my partner. As I turn the corner, I hit him in the front, and the Sputnik skull causes him to spin around, allowing me to hit him again in the back. But you can't catch your breath just yet. 3 grunts and 2 elites actually spawned in after we got the previous checkpoint, but we've just been ignoring them, so be aware that you can still be shot from above. Now, we can finally make use of Johnson again. Push him up the staircase into a room on the second floor so that he draws fire and shoots his plasma rifle at the elites. As per usual, kill off the grunts first, then focus on the elites with Johnson's assistance. This section can be quite annoying because the elites tend to stay in that position by the door, so they can fall back and recharge their shields. But if you play this slow and let Johnson do his job, they'll eventually get to a position where Johnson can take out their shields and you can finish them off. Once all the enemies are down, push Johnson into the next section. This one is fairly simple, so you'll get to relax for a while. Here we have Miranda, Johnson and Johnson, which kinda sounds like the name of a law firm. Anyway, all three of them are invincible, so they can easily help clear the room. One problem, however, is that there is a real Johnson and a fake one. The real Johnson is the one that has been following us the whole time, while the fake just spawned in a couple of minutes ago. The fake Johnson will despawn if you try to get him out of this area, so take note of which Johnson is the real one. For us, the real Johnson still has his plasma rifle, while we gave the fake a plasma pistol, so we can tell who's who very easily. Another thing is that the three of them love to hang around boxes, so to get them to fight the enemies, you need to push the boxes up, which will also serve as cover for yourself. This section is really quite trivial with all of these invincible allies, but remember that we already got this checkpoint before the staircase fight earlier, meaning that if you die here, you have to do the previous section all over again, so you should still try to be careful.
Thanks, Chief. I owe you.
Get going. I'll cover the command.
Terminal 2.
Chief, we don't have much time.
When the room is clear, find the real Johnson, in our case the one with the plasma rifle, and shove him forward into the next room. At the same time, the person not handling Johnson should find a plasma pistol, because it will be very helpful in the next section. Once you pass the door, stop for a moment to get a checkpoint, then push Johnson towards the door on the other side.
Alert. Border right now.
When the door opens, a jetpack elite will fly in and he'll go straight for Johnson, so you can easily headshot assassinate him, whichever one you prefer. But keep in mind that there might be another jetpack elite hovering outside who can light you up.
How you feeling there, jackass?
The jetpack elite outside will eventually fly away, so wait until the coast is clear, then push Johnson out into space. At the same time, the player with the plasma pistol should use the route that my partner is taking to get onto the roof of the building. There are a bunch of jetpack elites on the other side, and the good thing about jetpack elites is that you only need one overcharged shot with the plasma pistol to take out their shields compared to normal elites, which require two. So take out the jetpack elites by waiting for them to stand still, aim and charge a pistol at the spot, then finish them off with a headshot from the battle rifle. Now, I continually fail to get onto the roof here, so I'll skip to the part where I figure out how to actually get up there. By the way, you want to keep an eye out for Johnson, because we've somehow lost him at this section before. Wherever you are, always assume that Johnson will try to escape. Sometimes one of the jetpack elites will retreat, but that isn't much of a problem. Just push Johnson towards him to bait him out, then finish him with a nuke combo or a plasma grenade. Anyway, once the area is clear of Jetpack elites, push Johnson through the door, then stand still for a moment to get a checkpoint. Then, push Johnson through the other door and hand him your battle rifle. The next section will have a swarm of drones, and a battle rifle is a lot more effective on them than the plasma rifle. There is some battle rifle on the wall, so switch out your plasma rifle if you want to help Johnson out. There is also a friendly marine that you can beat up for shield if you are low. I skip a hit because I slowly beat him down here, but you can do it quickly by slashing twice with the sword and attacking once with the battle rifle. When you are ready, push Johnson to the box in front. Be careful, because once you step past the line dividing the two rooms, the drones will start flying in, so get ready to run. You want to stay back, shoot at a drone whenever you can to allow Johnson to see it, and basically let him do all the work. As you can imagine, this takes a really long time, so I'll skip a hit to the last moments of the fight. Once you've killed all the drones, pick up the plasma rifle where you left it and look for Johnson. Sometimes he gets pushed away by the sheer force of plasma pistol shots, so he may not always be where you left him. Anyway, you want to give the plasma pistol to Johnson and push him over to the platform in the center, because 2 elites and some grunts will be coming up soon. Even if Johnson doesn't cooperate, this part shouldn't be that difficult, especially compared to the previous sections. But you should still be careful, because if you die here, you have to repeat the drone section again.
Was that smart?
When you reach the airlock, stay still for a checkpoint, and at this point you're almost done, so hang in there. 3 jetpack elites will appear, with 2 directly in front of you and 1 sitting on the turret at the back. They tend to stay still, so take them out by coordinating no combos with your partner, meaning that one player does the overcharged plasma pistol shot while the other shoots the barrel rifle to minimize damage done to either player. When there's only 1 jetpack elite left, he will fly away, so chase him down or he will make it difficult later on. If you have the shields to spare, you can start by killing the elite at the back with a coordinated noob combo, then take out the elites in front simultaneously with solo noob combos to kill all 3 elites more consistently. Anyway, after that, push out a box for Johnson, then push out Johnson himself. But we can't get him to the other side yet because there is still one more Jetpack elite waiting for us. It would be difficult to push forward if there were 2 of them, but one player can easily handle a single Jetpack elite as my partner does here, and he even goes for the stylish back smack. With the Jetpack elites out of the way, push Johnson to the moving platform. Be very careful in this because Johnson can get stuck in many areas, such as the part below the ledge, and it's impossible to extract him from these spots, even with plasma grenades. Also, you need to get the timing right before you push Johnson up to the next platform because he can and will fall off the platform if it is facing down. Once Johnson is safe, you can get to the turret behind and hit it for shields. We are now approaching the final section of this mission, so do some stretches, take a toilet break, whatever. When you're ready, push Johnson through the next door into the elevator. The next section has a whole platoon of elites that you must defeat to complete the mission. Thankfully, there are no grunts to mess us up with their plasma grenades, so we don't need to watch out for them.
Just so you know, there
We'll
are
be using the
plenty
same
of
strategy
guns
as the
in
hangar
place.
sections,
They need to get
meaning that
creative.
Johnson will be the distraction. Also, the elevator is a safe space, so if elites are chasing you, you can just retreat the elevator and they will turn back. When you arrive, push Johnson out of the elevator. Over the course of this mission, we've learned that Johnson just loves boxes, so use them to guide him to the position you want. Stick elites whenever you can so that they berserk and charge at Johnson, but try to aim at the 2 elites behind the bomb because they like to stay in that position and make it difficult to move forward.
See how he did that? Good.
Like the hangar sections earlier, you want to play safe and let Johnson take all the aggro, but watch out for the needler explosions because they can damage you too. Slowly move the boxes and Johnson forward, but if he doesn't cooperate, you will just have to wait. I don't recommend using plasma grenades to push him forward because that messes up your cover as well. Whenever you're low on shields, there is a marine at the back that you can kill. 2 slices to the sword and 1 hit with the battle rifle and you will get some shields back. When an elite charges at Johnson, it's a good idea to let him get shoved forward. This way, he will draw the attention of all the other elites there, and you'll have a much better time taking them out. If the elite suddenly turns for you, you can just retreat back to the elevator and you'll probably get redirected to Johnson anyway. Once the last elite goes down, it is time to celebrate, for you have just completed one of the toughest LASO missions ever. If you enjoyed this guide, please give the video a thumbs up and do subscribe for more. If you have any better strategies, please discuss them in the comment section. Anyway, stay tuned for the next video which will walk you through Mission 2 Outskirts. See you there.